This is just a sample of the audiobook. To get the complete audiobook, access the link posted in the first comment.
If you've picked up this book, you've probably noticed that things in your world are a little more complex, maybe even a little more overwhelming than you'd like. You might be finding that you have to balance the needs of more people than you did before, and that there is more volatility of perspective than you used to notice. Or maybe you're finding that the pathway that used to look clear is murkier than you'd like. Or maybe you think you would be a better leader if you could just find a way to slow down all the changes in your team or organization or sector so that you could catch your breath. We know what you mean. While we have taught leaders around the world and researched, read, and written about leadership, we have found that this rise in complexity, ambiguity, volatility, and uncertainty is not just lingering around the edges of our workdays. It's everywhere. Coping with these changes requires whole new ways of making sense of the world and of taking action to make a difference. Some of these new ways are about how we have conversations and learn from one another. Others are about how we solve intractable problems. And still others are about how we plan for an unknowable future. We have been motivated by many good books on complexity and on leadership that explain carefully how the world is changing, how our ways of understanding it are changing, and how leaders must change to be more effective. But once you're convinced that you need to be different, what then? Leaders tell us they want to learn more about what can they do to begin to make these changes. What steps can they take? What equipment would help them on their journey? How might the pieces come together to enable them to thrive as leaders? We've spent the past decade trying to answer that question. Here's what we've found. As you might guess, learning to thrive in this new world is no simple enterprise, no quick trip to a theme park about complexity. Instead, it's a long and scenic hike through the wilderness, wading through rushing rivers that might unsettle you, and going into forest so deep you can't see what's coming next. To thrive in this wilderness and come to love it, you'll need new muscles and new ways of making sense of the world around you, new practices that will augment your current approach. We have organized our expedition to first explore the habits of mind you'll want to develop en route, the habits that will shape your thinking and action over time. We use those habits to explore the various terrains we'll encounter as we learn to thrive in complexity. The way we think about and interact with people, the way we think about and solve problems, and the way we lead ourselves and others into a better tomorrow. In each case, the complex conditions of the world create the practice, which we support with habits of mind that you'll develop as you read. Our companions for the journey are a set of leaders, all of whom are working with their own complex challenges. Their stories will unfold as we travel together.